Introducing the plaintiff, Souls-like gamers. They say the defendant is a detailed game, but is lacking in some important areas, specifically citing the story. And with difficulty spikes you don't see coming, the plaintiff claims it's too tough on new players, and the game risks turning away players too early, never to be seen again. Here to plead their case is the defendant, Remnant II. They claim that they've listened to fan feedback from their first game and claim to have not only addressed those issues, but exceeded all expectations. They claim that difficulty spikes are necessary to keep players engaged, leading to a rewarding experience for both new and experienced Remnant players. We'll see if that's true. The dishonorable Judge Crook presiding. Welcome to Crooks Court. I have reviewed the case and made my decisions. And overall, I'm pretty impressed, but I do have some thoughts. The gameplay mechanics are not all that deep. You have two weapons that you're switching between, with others available that you'll have to equip before you can use them, which is not really practical in the heat of battle. Each weapon has a modification slot where you can craft and apply special attacks, and your chosen character has their own special attack as well. And you can experiment with each character by switching archetypes to see what suits you best. Now, I have to point a few things out. For one, this game is procedurally generated, meaning the paths you're presented with are completely randomized. The enemy encounters, boss fights, and even the design of the levels are all randomized. So no two experiences are ever gonna be the same. And I've seen a few others play this game, and I gotta say, I think this game fucked me over. I loaded into this world. Looks pretty cool. It's got a big black hole above it. Nice stuff. However, I have no idea where I'm supposed to go, and there's no indication whatsoever. And this area is populated by so many drones and all kinds of stuff that just keep coming. At least I think they do. I never lasted long enough to find out if they ever do stop coming. I died so many times. I've just started the game, and I went from this.
Deadwood! Let's do the damn thing! Nice.
I got him.
Hey, that don't count, by the way.
Lucky you have me. Directly into this. What the? Jesus Christ! What the hell is that? Then I go on YouTube and I look at other gameplay videos, and they're just hanging around in a nicely laid out corridor, fighting maybe one or two enemies at a time.
Oh, I hear thumps.
Come on.
Hey, yo, boys, winners win. It's just that fucking easy.
And I'm over here fighting for my goddamn life. God. Where? Holy shit. What the It's overwhelming. Oh, what can I do? Move it. Your movement is pretty limited. You can't jump at will, but you can sprint, roll, and duck. You pretty much never have to duck. The roll is really your only defensive option, and you're gonna be rolling a lot, but it's tied to a stamina meter. So if you roll one too many times, which you will, your guy will get too tired, and despite the impending doom circling in around him, refuses to do anything other than a light jog. If your stamina meter runs out, that pretty much means you're about to die. To be fair, I haven't played all the other archetypes. Some of them may have a lot more stamina. I don't know. I'm just giving you my experience, and this is what it was. Now, I wasn't a fan of this stamina meter at first, mostly because I could never escape from these things, but when I finally did, I changed my mind on things like the stamina meter. Even though the combat and the movement in the game is pretty basic, it never really gets stale. This game wants you to spend time leveling up your weapons and your character, so after dying several times, you become starved for more stamina or better health or more ammo, whatever's holding you back. So grinding your way through an area and eventually securing a skill point at the end to level up with It's like finding water in the goddamn desert. And spending skill points actually have a noticeable effect on your performance. Some games you level up all day, really never feeling a major change until you're basically maxed out. With this game, after putting 1 or 2 skill points into my endurance trait, I was noticing I was way less worried about managing my rolls and could get away from enemies when I needed to. This goes for the weapons as well. Just 1 or 2 upgrades and you're already feeling a lot more deadly against the enemies that had you raging a few minutes ago. I'm not going to get into the co-op of this game because, truthfully, I don't play well with others. So I didn't, but other reviews say that co-op is the best way to play this game, and they're probably right. Because of course it is. Playing co-op is the best way to play any campaign, because there's more of you, which makes it easier. But I'm not about making things easier. Clearly. Oh my god! Oh my god! Ah! Get up, please, get up! Oh, I can't put any space. I'm reloading. Do something. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die! Ah! But from what I can tell, this game has been designed with emphasis on playing cooperatively. You can join random people's campaign or invite your own friends. There's no in-game communication though, so hopefully you and your friends can all speak telepathically. The bosses are really great. These are also randomly generated, so if you get yourself into the same world as I did, you're still probably not going to find the same encounters. That's pretty cool. The first game was criticized for having somewhat stale or boring bosses, but they've done a really great job here of making them feel challenging, but within reach. I may have raged a little bit here and there though. Oh, no! Get up there! Oh, you're so slow! Oh, you freaking thing! But even at the low level I was at, it was engaging enough and felt within my grasp just enough to make me want to power through it. And when I finally did, it was glorious. Yes, yes. Oh, he's gotta be dead there. Yeah. Yes! Oh my god! That's good design.
My world, precious Nerud. These chambers bear the soul sparks of the Drazir. Look for the all-seeing eye of the astropaths.
You should know, about 70% of the words you said meant nothing to me. To be honest, I still have no idea what's going on most of the time. But that's okay. This is the kind of game that wants you to live in its world for a long time, talking to various NPCs, exploring the world, and discovering new things. A lot of it may make more sense if you've played the first game, which I did not, but you can still have a good time without knowing the lore behind every route you pick up. And the longer you spend in the world, the more you're gonna start to piece things together. But as of now, I don't know what's going on. I don't know who this guy is or what a simulacrum is. Even so, the worlds and levels you explore are really well done, so I don't mind exploring to try and piece everything together. As I mentioned, everything is generated procedurally, so even once you've played through this game once, there's just as much to experience by playing through again. I know procedural games isn't a brand new concept, but it is a really clever way to add a lot of replay value to a game. Without it, once you beat the game, it's just over. But you can play this game several times and never have the exact same experience. Bringing it all together is the sound design. It's just... mwah! It's great. The worlds sound amazing, everything from the ambiance of the area you're in to the gunfire, the deaths, the explosions, just all of the things that you want to sound good, do. The game will also signal you when an elite enemy is entering the arena. It puts you on edge and has you feeling the intensity of the situation. So in terms of presentation, unless you hate post-apocalyptic worlds like this critic, it's really good. In an era where many games feel unfinished or unloved in its development, this game feels like it was well thought out and the team behind it was excited to work on it and produce something good, and it shows. For the most part. First off, this is a minor issue and I'll explain why. Don't take this one too seriously. But I hate the healing. Now, you use this red stone that will heal you almost back to full health. However, it takes 3 business days to heal with this thing. And in a game that never lets off the gas, at least in my experience, that's brutal. Oh my god, he takes fucking forever to heal. The reason I say it's a minor issue is there are clearly other ways to heal in this game, so I'm assuming I just haven't gotten to the best one yet. So it's not really fair to knock this game for it. By the time this video comes out, I'll probably already have a better healing method. But when you start this game, just know this is what you're gonna get, and it's gonna piss you off. Oh, you're so slow! Ah, get the fuck up! The only other thing I hate about this game, and I don't know, maybe I'm missing something, but you can't pause it. Is this a common thing, or what the hell is this? Hold on, wait, hold on. Oh, this is a thing. They're saying it's because it breaks immersion. Hang on, I need a thing. God, this sucks. Oh my Jesus Christ! I wanted the thing! Okay, see now, I hate when people say stuff like that. Developers, listen. There's nothing you can do to make me feel 100% immersed in your video game other than maybe plugging me into it like the Matrix.
This will feel a little weird.
I'm well aware I'm playing a video game, and I still want it to be a video game. I paused my game for a minute, came back, and I was back at my last checkpoint from 15 minutes ago. This didn't make me go, oh wow, so immersive. It made me turn the f***ing game off. God forbid something happens in your real life, and you have to step away for a second. Fuck it, not important. This is where your attention should be. Your game, no matter how good it is not worth ignoring real-world responsibilities, and I'm sorry if that's hard for you to hear. Let me make this official. Where's my thing? Developers, make your games pausable. If you can get past the no pause feature, then you can get past the unremarkable story. I don't know how much of this is just my experience. They say the overall story is also affected by this procedural generation thing, so maybe it'll be way better on a second playthrough. But my playthrough, it's just fine. Some games are all about story. This is not really one of those games. However, even if the story isn't winning any awards, the cutscenes, the dialogue, the voice acting, and just overall performances from the characters are all actually pretty good. I've been playing a lot of games lately that just feel like the cutscenes were an afterthought, with terribly written dialogue and uninspired camera angles and all this stuff. So it's actually refreshing to see some really good cutscenes again, even if they are fairly sporadic. This game is about living in and exploring a vastly detailed world where you shoot stuff, and the story kinda just takes a back seat. I personally think it's better to write a really good story and then build your immersive world, with pause buttons, around that story. But hey, I'm also a fan of Doom, and those guys said something, story's not that important. So there you go. Remnant II is a game that challenges the player to figure it out as they go, and doesn't spoon-feed anything to you. You only learn by dying over and over and over again, which can frustrate you, but when you finally do figure it out, it's really rewarding. The game is begging for you to stay immersed in its world and spend hours crafting the perfect build for your character, learning the mystery of its universe, and of course, mastering the gameplay. These reviews are not only about deciding if a game is good, but also if the game is worth spending the time to master it. So, am I going to master Remnant 2? No. I was a little torn on this one. It's a game that wants you to master it and become an absolute god in its world. But even though the gameplay is compelling and actually pretty good, it's also not intricate enough to be all that skillful. You've only really got 4 or 5 base mechanics to be mindful of, and 2 of them are shoot this gun and shoot this gun. From there, I feel like it's just a matter of picking the best combination of armor and power-ups, and you're pretty much good to go. It's also got a very generous aim assist, so you're never really gonna miss your shot. So as long as your character is a high enough level, you've pretty much mastered the game. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, I'm just saying there's not a lot here to excel at. This is a good game though, and if these role-playing shooter games are your thing, it's worth a playthrough. Don't let the minimal gameplay mechanics fool you, it's still satisfying as hell to shoot stuff here, and the well-balanced progression system will keep you wanting more. And with the procedural generation thing, you can play this game over and over again and never really get sick of it. I just hope you start off in a nicer world than I did.
Oh, he's f***ing here.
Oh, I thought I was safe behind the thing. It's overwhelming! It's overwhelming! And that's the verdict on Remnant 2.